It's like,
I wonder if there's any guys that like watch our show and are like, Darryl, are you finally gonna stand up for your fellow man?
go for it. I dare you.
I guarantee you though, if I hit start streaming and went live on Twitch, that no one would show up.
You don't know that. I'd show up.
Howdy, howdy, hools. Welcome back to the Daydream Arcade. My name is Darryl, and this is my yawning co-host, Brianna.
Yang.
Today, we're going to the subreddit. Am I the Devil?
Are you?
Yep.
Yup. Just getting louder. Yup.
Am I the Devil is a subreddit where the OP is obviously a gigantic a-hole, or as we like to say on this show, weenies.
The biggest of weenies. These are Weenie Hut generals.
These are the 12-foot-long hot dogs that you get at baseball games.
Yeah. Or the foot-long hot dog from Costco, but worse.
Did I say the 12 foot? I meant the.
Yeah,
I meant
I was
the
like, holy
1 foot,
shit.
The foot-long hot dogs.
I was like, 12 feet, damn.
Yeah, 12 feet. That's enough for the whole long row.
That's a big-ass fucking dog.
Would you help me take down a 12-foot-long hot dog?
I would. I don't think I'd get very far.
Would you hools come help us if we had a 12-foot-long hot dog?
Guys,
would some
let's
of y'all
go on a
come?
date and have a 12-foot-long hot dog together. Lady and the
Yes.
Tramp style. Yeah.
We raffle off, like, 5 hools, 5 on my team, 5 on your team, and we start on opposite ends of the dog. And I'm already trying to wonder how this is going to work if we do it Lady in the Tramp style. Are we all getting like a mouth in on this dog at the same time?
Yeah, I think we all need to be on the side, so like everyone gets a shot.
So eat it like corn, basically.
Yes.
We got to be careful though, because then we're gonna like hit teeth like with the person across from us, or just kiss them.
No, we all got to be on the same side.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But no, we just have 5 random hools just show up, and it's a meet and greet, but like we're gonna just take down a hot dog.
Yeah, it's a meet and greet with a dog.
It's a meet and greet, but it's MEAT instead of MEET.
Meet and greet. There we go.
It's a meet and greet. Yeah,
I love that.
it's like, yep, we tackle it, we win the world record for the longest hot dog eating thing, and then we meet.
I feel like 12
and then
feet.
we all throw up.
Yeah, all throw up together. We have to hold hands.
Yep.
I feel like a 12-foot long hot dog could be a world record, no?
Time to look at Google.
Time to look it up.
The world's longest hot dog is the world record dating back to at least 2001. The record supposedly was most recently beaten in October 2017.
Okay, how long is it?
Yeah. Sorry. 718 feet.
Okay, so just kidding. 12 feet is nothing.
Joey Chestnut's like, I eat that in my sleep.
Holy shit, dude.
Anyway.
You know beard
What?
versus food? I want to see him
Yeah.
tackle that
Yeah.
700 and something foot hot dog. You could do
That'd
it.
be insane. He could probably do it. I'd love to take that man out on a dinner date.
Yeah. He seems so wholesome.
Yeah.
Him and Mrs. Beard. Cute.
Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Beard, I know this is a long shot, but if y'all ever want to come on the show and read some Reddit stories with us, or just
While
do a podcast with us while eating, we'll all sit down and we'll eat. Like, we won't do like a food competition, but we'll just
I'd throw
sit down
up.
and have like a lovely meal,
Yeah.
over Zoom or Discord. If y'all have Discord, it'd be fun. Hit us up.
Hit us up.
Email us. All right, let's get into these.
Okay.
I'll go first this time.
No.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, you go.
God. Okay, this post was originally posted on Am I the Weenie, and it's since been removed, but thankfully, the subreddit is all about keeping shame alive.
Keeping
So-
shame.
Yeah, so this was saved by Grows on Walls. She is that bride. Okay. Am I the weenie? Gently encouraging my future bridesmaid to make an effort in her appearance. My wedding is coming up. Weddings are expensive as fuck, and it's going to be a beautiful day. Super elegant, and obviously we want it all very aesthetic and beautiful photos. One of my bridesmaids is a dear friend, but she's let herself go and has become really frumpy and daggy.
Wow.
In all aspects: hair, skincare, clothing, physical shape. I don't want to be that bride, and very, very careful about anything I say, and would never say anything to make her even think something is wrong with her. But am I the weenie for wanting her to put a little bit more care and effort into herself? I'm paying for dresses, hair, and makeup. But there's only so much a hair and makeup artist can do, and self-care really does show. Has anyone dealt with this? What did you do? I know it's my day and not hers, and I don't need to project my expectations, but doesn't stop the feeling. The other bridesmaids are the opposite, and I also don't want her to feel self-conscious. Edit. Please know that I love this friend dearly. I'm not an idiot and will not go down any path to force her into anything. It's just a feeling and an observation. My feelings and wants are valid, but I value others' perspectives to either help me move past it or any advice you've handled in a similar situation.
Wow.
Listen, hygiene is important.
Hygiene important.
Hygiene is important, especially at a wedding. But the way that she's going about like describing it and just, I don't know, like there's a line with people in general, but also like, you know, like obviously friendships where there's stuff that you just can't. Well, granted, she didn't say this to her, but it's a very degrading way to talk.
Yeah. And it's like they're already getting like hair and makeup done. Why is she
she's like,
complaining?
you know, there's only so much that can do.
Like, you're literally just calling your friend ugly. That's fucked up. Like, you don't know what she's going through. She could be going through something right now.
She's like, I don't want to be that bride.
You fully are that bride. Like, that's wild, dude. That's gross.
Is it bad to say that I can see this bride in my head?
Yeah, she's probably. And they seem like British or something. Because frumpy and daggy is crazy.
Yeah. Doesn't she know it's my big day?
My big day. Like, shut up, dude. I hate people like that. Like, yes, you're getting married. Doesn't mean you have to treat everyone that you know that is coming like shit just because you want it to be perfect. Shut up. It should just be perfect because you're with the person you love and you're going to spend the rest of your life with them.
Yeah.
That's really all that matters, dude. Everything else is just appearance.
Yep. There's, you know, a wedding, something is always going to go wrong.
Yeah. It's stupid to have your expectations so high where you lose your mind at the slightest inconvenience.
Like, everything has to be 100% perfect, and that everyone needs, like, yes, there is a certain, you know, expectation of a presentation that should be met. Yeah. But like I said, something is always going to go wrong. You just have to go with it. There's no need to have like a fit over stuff.
No, it really is not. Just have fun with the people you love. Like, you have all your family and your friends there. Like, just enjoy the time. It's literally just celebrating your love. That's it.
Yeah. And also, I might be reading too much into this, but when she says, I don't want to be that bride and very, very careful about anything I say and would never say anything to make her even think something is wrong with her. Is that like implying that she thinks something is wrong with her?
Yeah. It's definitely feeling like it.
That's the vibe I'm reading, but like, I don't know.
No, you're right. I mean, to describe her as frumpy and daggy, like what?
I've never heard daggy before.
I've never heard daggy either. I've heard frumpy.
Yeah, I've heard frumpy as well, but when I started reading daggy, I was just like, oh, is this like a, like...
Is this a slur, guys?
Not a slur, but like an offensive term that we're not supposed to use anymore, because I've never heard of this. I don't want to get in trouble. But no. Yeah, no, obviously, just... Ugh. The top comment here by Jasmine Doodle. She's all over the comments saying that if she were that bride, she'd be making demands and signing her bridesmaid up for boot camps. Like, if you call your dad...
What?
I mean, sorry. Like, if you call your... Wow. Like, if you call your child a piece of shit every day for 18 years, yelling nuh-uh and pointing to actual baby murderers doesn't make you a good parent. It just means you're a different flavor of evil.
Different flavor of evil. I like that.
Different flavor. You're a different flavor of evil.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, me too. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, no. She needs to just keep her fucking mouth shut and not judge people on physical appearance. Again, you're already doing hair and makeup. What the fuck more do you want from her?
Right. And a lot of comments, you know, saying like, you know, maybe that she's depressed.
Yeah.
You know, it might be a mental health struggle.
Yeah, you never know what the fuck she's going through.
Right. This one was originally posted on Relationship Advice as well. Told my wife, female 35, that she couldn't do it without me. Male 34. Turns out she can.
Who'd have thought?
I made one stupid selfish comment to my wife a week ago, and now my life is in disarray. My wife is in some crisis. Her work is closed and she's being paid, but she's home with our kids now, including one 3-year-old. She gets breaks on Monday and Friday with childcare. We went into having kids knowing she wanted to be a working mother, so this has been an adjustment, to say the least. On to the OG fight.
This story sounds familiar.
Have we read it before?
I don't know if we read something like this before, but I remember like a fight between two married people. And the dude was
so every video we
no,
did.
Yeah.
No.
But the dude was like, yeah, I'd like to see how long you can manage without me. And then she was like, say less.
Yeah, that was a recent one.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a different one. But it definitely reminds me, like you said. On to the OG fight. She spent a long day with our kids and the neighboring kids. And when I came upstairs from work and she asked for a break, I didn't respond well. I made excuses and didn't offer help. And for the first time in years, my wife lost her temper and cursed at me. Like an idiot, I dug in and thought I was right. You know, I mean, like at least he's self-aware of it.
Yeah.
I admit we both said some unkind things. But after Reddit humbled me and she made me sit down and write a list of things I did for the family that day and compared it with her, longer list, I apologized. She accepted, and I figured things would go back to normal. They haven't, and my wife used to include me in parenting our kids. I did dance pickup most weekends, and bedtime was split. I gave baths, made dinner, all the stuff. Since our fight, my wife hasn't asked me for any help with the kids. The first morning I woke up onto what was supposed to be my morning with the kids. I figured she was just being nice or trying to prove a point, but it keeps happening. She didn't even send them down to say goodnight last night. Normally, my wife does this silly game where she sends my son to ask me to read 5 books, and then we would negotiate down to 1 or 2 and race upstairs. Last night, I heard her racing him and came up to find her doing bedtime yet again. The kids haven't even noticed. It's like she's replacing me. When we were fighting, I said something really, really dumb that's living inside me and festering. My wife was being nasty and said, "You wouldn't see the kids a quarter as much as you do if I didn't arrange it, and I'm done managing you." I defended myself. I'm not an absent parent and said something along the lines of, "I'd like to see how long you can manage without me. Consider my foot officially in my mouth." She started running things again. She's cooking really healthy and often. Oh, I'm sorry, cooking healthy meals? Every night I come home to my perfectly happy Stepford wife, doing it all without me, and I feel empty inside. Stepford? What is happy Stepford wife?
I forget what that means, but I've heard that term before.
I don't know. Henry Stepford was a genius until he stepped into a vat of acid in the laboratory.
Blandly conformist and submissive.
Oh, gross. How do I fix this? I don't even know where to begin. At this point, I want to beg her to go to how things were. Oh, sorry. At this point, I want to beg her to go back to how things were. This wasn't what we agreed on. God, there's a lot of edits here. There's a lot of updates as well. Holy shit. Thoughts so far?
He done fucked up, and now he's dealing with the consequences.
Yep. So we're about to get into all these consequences. Edit. Fuck, guys, I get it. I'm a piece of shit. I'm gonna make this right.
As you should.
Edit 2. Thank you to the handful of people that reached out with advice. Believe it or not, I do want to be a good father and husband. I've royally fucked up, and I see that and fully admit it. The first step is admitting that you have a problem. This is going to be my only edit, and then I'm going to get everything off my phone for a while and focus my attention on my family. My wife had dinner cooked when I got home. Everything is fine between us, so there wasn't any tension. After we cleaned up, I went upstairs and ran my wife a bath. Put Taylor Swift on her Alexa and lit a few candles. I told her to go relax upstairs for the night. She was surprised, but smiled and went on her way. I'm currently on the toilet watching my kids take a bath. People mentioned love bombing, etc., but I'm just trying anything I can to show her I do appreciate and love her and our family, and I want to be a present father. I'm going to do bedtime tonight and probably all next week. I'll tell her that she does so much during the day and deserves the break because it's the truth. I get that I come off as a weenie. I grew up in a not great situation and didn't have the best role models growing up. I'm terrified of my children not having enough, and I overcompensate by working too much. This new job came with a big pay increase, but the hours are longer and I feel like I can never keep up. I've reached out to a few recruiters tonight. I used to love my job and was always home by 4:30. Even if it means taking the lost income, I'm thinking about going back. Relationships are hard, and humans aren't perfect. For all the people telling me my kids don't love me and I'm a waste of space, I don't know, guys. Just remember I'm an actual person. That shit's rough. Anyways, that's all I have for you folks. I need to watch these kiddos and start planning out my long road of groveling and reconnecting. Thanks all.
Woo.
Update, February 18th. It's been a minute since I bothered with Reddit, but when I logged in, it seems some people actually care for an update. It's not exciting. I've taken a lot of time to really look at the man I've become. My wife and I are 100% back to being a team, but I've realized I wasn't stepping up the way I always wanted to. I promised my wife a partnership, and even though it's been a month or so since our fight and my wife keeps asking me to, quote-unquote, forget it happened, I can't. My therapist is helping me sort through my overthinking. Therapy, yes! My wife started therapy because of the stress losing her work, temporarily, and staying home has caused. Her issues appear to stem from feeling useless without bringing in a paycheck and was taking on too many tasks at home to overcompensate. She doesn't feel like she deserves breaks, and when she takes them, she feels awful about herself and that she's lazy. Coming from the least lazy person I know, I can tell she's struggling, and I've been supporting her the best I can. I often make sure she knows I think she deserves breaks. So when I see her hyperfixating on cleaning the floorboards, I intervene gently by reminding her that this doesn't need doing right now, but that I will finish it for her when she does me a favor and takes a little break. Sometimes it works, other times she tells me to stop fussing and leave her to her work. And I do. It's been working well, and I don't mind the extra work for the peace of mind it offers me. My wife is everything, and her happiness is paramount. My wife and kids are mostly clueless to all this. We don't involve them. Wait, so does that my wife and kids?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ! My kids are mostly clueless to all this. We don't involve them. And I must say, I made a throwaway comment about my wife not loving child rearing and received a lot of nasty comments about not having kids we don't want. I'm weary to dignify this with a response, but I will say what I meant was that we agreed before having children that my wife would not be the sole support system for them and that she would never feel obligated to quit working. My wife is fiercely independent due to her past and is a big part of her comfort in our relationship comes from her ability to leave it safely if she ever needed to. That trauma is hers, and I won't touch more on it other than to say that I agreed to this aspect before we married and do not mind it. She should be an independent person. I'd want the same for my kids. So that's basically it. I've taken on the new role as primary parent. I get my kids to daycare, school, and home while my wife helps half the time. It's now my responsibility to see who is doing what and coordinate things. I can't do it all in my head like her, but I have a chart that's been helping. She rebelled at first, but gave up the reins surprisingly easily. She needed a break. I also put my son back in full-time daycare, although my wife keeps springing him early. I can tell she likes the break. That's all I have for now. Thanks, guys, and sorry it's not more dramatic. I know some of y'all wanted my balls, and we're hopeful my wife would leave me. While I would be lost without her, and the thought makes me physically ill, it's nice to see people appreciating my wife the way she deserves and stand up for her so fiercely. Thanks all. One last thing. I bought her this game Pal World on the computer. She hasn't gamed since having kids because of some preconceived conclusion that it made her a bad parent, but I insisted she spend a few hours since I'd spent money. She did. I find her playing a lot to wind down when the day is over. It seems to be helping her feel more herself too. So thanks, video games. I won't stand for a lot of assumptions on my character, and boy have there been some nasty ones. But one thing I won't take is people saying I don't love my wife. She's my person, and it is my duty in life to make her happy. That was a lovely turnaround.
Yeah, that definitely...
Why is this Am I the Devil?
I think at first he was really bad, but he probably...
Came back with the edits.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because this was 4 months ago. Yeah, no, I was getting really upsetty in the beginning when he was explaining everything that was going on. I was like, wow, you're fucking useless. But no,
No, actually, he's like one of the most useful men I've ever seen on Reddit.
I wouldn't go that far, but he definitely...
He noticed the error of his ways.
Yeah, no, he definitely
That's
changed
setting the bar
it up.
high for men on Reddit.
You know, that should be the bare minimum.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I don't think he's a horrible person because he definitely changed it around and, saw what he was doing wrong and, is supporting his wife finally. As it shouldn't take her, completely not needing him anymore in order for him to do that. But, I guess sometimes it'd
be like that.
It'd be like that, whatever. But, as long as it's better now and the wife is happy as well, I think that's really all that matters.
That is really all that matters. All right.
All right. So my story was originally posted on Am I the Weenie? The title is Am I the Weenie for taking my wife to a seafood restaurant? A few hours ago, I decided to surprise my wife by taking the two of us out to dinner. She had to work late today, and I normally cook dinner. But tonight, I just wasn't feeling it. A new seafood place has opened in our town, and I've been meaning to try it out. The trouble is, my wife is allergic to seafood.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Except for certain types of fish and oysters. She tends to avoid seafood completely for this reason.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
Yep. Well, she seemed genuinely shocked that I hadn't cooked when she walked in. But when I told her that we would be eating out, she thanked me and seemed excited. As we walked up to the restaurant, though, her pleasant attitude suddenly became rather sour. She turned to me with a what the hell kind of look, but I smiled and assured her that they had 2 options not involving seafood: a portobello mushroom sandwich and a garden salad. The Caesar dressing contains anchovies. I had checked the menu online beforehand, which is how I knew such things. My wife tried to protest and suggested we visit the Italian place down the street, but I told her that I really wanted to try the grouper special.
You can get fish at an Italian restaurant.
I thought it was only fair since I love seafood and my wife always deprives me of it. She finally relented, and I had a wonderful dinner. But my wife said that her sandwich was soggy and lukewarm. On the car ride home, she said she wasn't full and asked if we could stop at a fast food place. I was stunned by this. I had treated her to a very nice meal at the newest restaurant in town, and instead of finishing her food, which wasn't cheap by the way, she wanted to fill up on grease at the local Mickey D's. She hadn't even taken a doggy bag.
To it as Mickey D's.
I call it McDick's.
McDick's, yeah.
She hadn't even taken a doggy bag containing the rest of the sandwich. I told her that her request was insulting and that her attitude had spoiled what I had tried to make a very enjoyable evening. At this point, my wife went gloves off and tore into me. She said that I had been a selfish ass. A shellfish ass. The entire evening and hadn't considered her needs at all. I asked her how that could be true when the restaurant had non-seafood options, and she just huffed and shook her head. Then I told her that I knew what her tantrum was really about. She chose the wrong entree and couldn't come to terms with it, so she was blaming me. I told her that a real adult would simply finish the food to become full and just not order it again. Eventually, she said, "Fuck it. Take me home and I'll order delivery." Well, she eventually did order the delivery, and she's been eating in our bedroom with the door locked. I just don't know how I can please her. My repeated apologies have been met with nothing but go away. I don't think it's fair to me to constantly be relegated to do the same couple of restaurants, none of which serve seafood close to the quality of what I just ate. I just think she needs to stop having such a selective palate. But clearly that opinion just leaves me in the doghouse. I just don't know how to win. Am I the weenie?
I just don't know how to win.
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 You
sound like a child.
Dude. It's like
I wonder if there's any guys that like watch our show and are like, Daryl, are you finally gonna stand up for your fellow man?
Go for it. I dare you.
Are you talking to me or the people suggesting that I do that?
Both.
Listen,
God.
I've stuck up for men in a lot of these, mostly when it's like the woman that's the problem. Someone's gonna take that last part out of context and just like post it somewhere.
Let's talk about this story. Your wife is allergic to seafood, and you said, "Hey, let me treat her to a seafood restaurant."
Seafood restaurant.
What?
Where's the logic? There is none.
Like what? You said, "Yeah, you can have 2 things on the menu."
Yeah, you know, what was the line? They only had 2 options not involving seafood. The salad and a portobello mushroom sandwich. Granted, I don't like mushrooms that much.
I like mushrooms, but I would not eat a fucking portobello mushroom sandwich. And a garden salad? Am I 76? What are we doing here? Like, what the fuck?
And it's like the classic Caesar, too, with the anchovies and shit. So, I don't like anchovies. It's too salty.
I also don't like anchovies, but I fuck with Caesar salad. He said, "I had checked the menu online beforehand, which is how I knew such things." How about you?
All right,
How about you shut the fuck up?
How about you shut the fuck up, Ben Shapiro?
And then to get mad when she was like, "Hey, can we stop at fucking McDonald's because I couldn't fucking eat at this restaurant you decided to take me because you wanted to have seafood? How about you just go have fucking seafood on your own time?"
No.
Oh my God. You can literally just go to any restaurant by yourself and have your fix. Piece of shit.
And he said it was only fair. I found the line. I thought it was only fair since I love seafood and my wife always deprives me of it.
Deprives you when she's allergic is insane. Insane.
Yeah.
Read my lips. Insane. I'm blown away by this guy. You suck, asshole. You suck, big fat weenie.
Big 12-foot long weenies.
Yeah, you suck big 12-foot long weenie. This was originally posted on r/askfeminists. The title is "The Line Between Respecting a Woman's Opinion and Helping Her When Her Opinion is Wrong?" Personal question. As the only male presence into a friend of mine's life, I feel the responsibility to make sure she's doing fine. She is a lesbian, so having no males around has not been a big problem for her. But I think it's unhealthy in the long term to cut off the opposite sex completely from her life. She is now manifesting some symptoms of her being asocial and having some issues in general with relationships. She feels uncomfortable that I kiss her, touch her, hug her in a very normal, friendly way, and that once someone mistook me for her boyfriend. I'm trying to gently push her to get used to my presence and see that there's nothing wrong in having relations with men. She is under the impression she can't really be friends with a straight man because he will try to have sex. So where do I draw the line between doing my job and helping her and respecting her boundaries? She mentioned feminism, so I ask here. I am always very sweet and kind to her, hoping this will make her more comfortable.
As the lesbian of our friendship, I'm gonna let you take this. I feel like you have something wound up deep inside of you that you are just trying desperately to hold like deep under wraps right now after reading that, but I'm just gonna let you go to town. This is your stage. This is your episode, baby.
He took it upon himself to feel the need to make the decision for her that she needs men in her life because being a lesbian, you know, this is giving very much she just hasn't had the right man. Whoo! If I had a nickel. If I had a nickel. So where do I draw the line between doing my job and helping her and respecting her boundaries? Let me tell you, there's not one boundary that you're respecting right now. Kiss her? Touch her? What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck does that mean?
In a very normal, friendly way. A very normal, friendly way. A very
normal, friendly way. If I had a straight man friend try to kiss me, I would punch them in the fucking face. I would sock them. Clock them right in the jaw. This is like just screaming red flag, and I hope she is able to get away from this man because holy shit, that man is like forcing himself into her life and having her want a man that he's literally trying so hard to convert her.
Yeah. Say, I'm very sweet and kind to her, hoping that this will make her more comfortable so you can swoop in.
I hate you so much. I hate him. I hate him so much.
With all my lesbian might.
I hate him so much.
Packed into this one finger.
Like, what the fuck? Who does that, dude? Who does that? Yeah. I need a... Oh, user suspended. Who would have thought?
Wonderful.
That's fucking crazy, dude. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, guys, if you know, I'm talking to my boys out there. If you know that a woman is gay, do not try and convert her.
Don't tell her you have feelings for her.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Because then that's just that's number one, gonna end a friendship if you're friends with them. If you're a stranger, that's even weirder. And that is just a boundary that you should not cross.
Not even in the slightest.
Attracted to you. They will never be attracted to you.
No.
Don't push your luck.
It's just the entitlement that men have because they think that every woman is supposed to want them. That's not the case. Will. That's not the case, ever.
You know, isn't it wild to think that the way that men want to be treated in a relationship or also how women want to be treated in a relationship, but like the way that certain men go about it it's like they don't know. It's like...
Women are not people to those men. They are
like
just
a
an
guy
object.
that doesn't know shit. It's like someone that doesn't know shit about how like a certain thing works like a car. and they just assume that just by like seeing other things in like media or like other aspects of their life, think that they could do shit like that, like this in this story.
It's what the male gaze is.
And it's just so simple. Just treat people, it's not that hard to talk to women. It's really not. Like, unless they just like literally don't want to talk to you, then you should take that hint. They don't want to talk to you. But like, tell me if I'm wrong. There's like, when men are like, oh, there's like a secret to like getting women to talk to you. There's no fucking secret.
No, there's not.
Just talk to them like they're a fucking person.
Literally.
Like, the only thing from my view that's like, in terms of, you know, treating each other with kindness and respect, the only thing that's different between men and women are bits.
Yeah. And it's incredibly frustrating because it is very possible for men and women to be just friends. It's completely possible. You just need to be a normal fucking person. And
you
it's
and I are friends.
Yeah. Imagine. And it's sad because so many of the actual men that, you know, are normal people get overlooked because it's so common to be such a shitty bitch of a man to women nowadays. Well, not even nowadays, forever. In the history of for fucking ever.
And, you know, I'm not perfect. There have been times when I was younger where, like, I also had, you know, toxic male traits. And it's something that you either learn with life experience and just changing who you are as a person, and like changing your, not necessarily your morals, but the way that you act and the way that you treat people in general. As long as you like mature from that, that's what's important. But there are so many men out there, especially on the internet, whether their brand is to just like be rage baity and talk and spew all this like toxic masculinity and shit, whether, like I said, whether they 100% believe in what they're saying or not, there's so much of that out there, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because it's teaching future generations of men that talking like this and acting like this towards women is okay.
And it's like, in a way, it's kind of been like ingrained in, you know, a man's head. Because again, we live in a patriarchal society. The entire world was built on how to make a man's life easier and how to navigate the world through a man's eyes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you need to grow up after a while and learn that it's not all about you, my man.
Granted, like there are groups of women that do the same exact thing to men, but we're not talking about that here.
Can I be honest about those women?
Go for it.
They are what I like to call pick-me's. They want to be seen as equals and like want to be valid in the eyes of men. So they start acting misogynistic because they want to be validated by men. Love you, but it all comes back to a man. It all comes back to a man. Well, those stories pissed me off.
Well,
I'm sufficiently angry at humanity.
Yep. And now I gotta go to work. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this Rage Fest, you can find all of them in a playlist at the end of this video. You can also get them on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and you can get them on the go.
Oh yeah. If you want to follow any of our socials, it's going to be down in the description. So if you want to check out where we're up to, check it out.
I post a lot of funny clips from the show on my Instagram, as well as sometimes the Daydream Arcade Instagram.
I post memes and songs that I think people should listen to. All right. Y'all be safe out there, you hear?
You hear?
You hear?
You hear?
Yeehaw, cleats. Goodbye.